You've tried carbonara, you've heard of Amatriciana, but have you ever tried their love child, pasta alla zozzona? Let's get into the recipe. Set a large pot of water on to boil. To prepare your guanciale, you want to start by removing the outer skin. This bit is quite tough. As you can see, my very sharp knife even struggles to get through it. So you want to make sure to remove it because it won't be very pleasant to eat. My nonna would chop this up into small pieces and then render it down and use it as cooking fat. Even though this is a meaty part, I am going to remove some of it because it's still pretty tough. I'm not going to cut off this last little bit of the outside. It's pretty soft, not very hard, and so it will render down when we cook it, and it will add some extra flavor. Traditionally, you'd use guanciale in this recipe, but I know it's hard to find, so if you can only substitute pancetta or even a thick bacon, I won't be mad at you. Just don't tell the Romans. You need about 250 grams or around 3/4 cups of guanciale slices. Now my piece is pretty thick, so I'm actually going to cut it in half to have smaller pieces throughout the pasta. And now I'm going to cut each of these into slices and then smaller lardons. This is quite a rippled piece of guanciale. There are little meaty bits throughout. Normally you'd find one large streak through the center, but you have to use what you can find. Each of these pieces is going to be cut into about 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 inch slice. The fat on the guanciale melts really quickly, so if it's a hot day, you might want to pop it in the fridge for a few minutes. It will make it easier to slice. Put your guanciale into a cold pan. Try and spread it out evenly. Turn your pan on to between medium or medium-high, depending on how hot your stove is. Give your guanciale a little stir so that every side touches the heat. Once your guanciale has rendered most of its fat and it looks nice and crispy, remove it from the pan. Then carefully pour off most of the fat from the guanciale. I've left a very thin layer in the bottom of the pan. Now into your still hot pan, squeeze your sausage out of its casing and drop in the pieces. You're going to need about 300 grams, around 3 links of sausage. You want to use a simple but good quality Italian sausage for this recipe. Now break up those pieces of sausage in the pan. Let your sausage brown in the pan in one layer. This helps to promote caramelization. Then give it a stir so that the other side gets caramelized as well. Once your sausage is cooked through, add your guanciale back to the pan. Then deglaze the pan with 60 milliliters or 1/4 cup of a good quality white wine. I'm using a Pinot Grigio. And just scrape the bottom of the pan. Into the pan, add 3/4 cups, 170 grams of cherry tomatoes in a can. I'm using canned cherry tomatoes for this recipe. If you have fresh ones for your garden, go ahead and throw them in. They might just need a little bit longer to cook. Give that a good stir and then turn the heat down to medium-low and pop a lid on the pan if you have one. The traditional pasta for this recipe is rigatoni, which is a short tubular pasta with ridges on the end. But you can use any tubular pasta like pacchieri or gigantioni, whichever you'd like or whatever you have on hand. I wouldn't recommend using a long pasta. It doesn't pick up all those meaty bits. Add a good amount of salt to your boiling water. Then go in with 400 grams, 14 ounces of your pasta. Cook your pasta to al dente 1 minute less than package directions. Don't overcook your pasta. To make our egg cream, we need 3 egg yolks, and into our egg yolks, we're adding 75 grams or 3/4 cups of freshly grated Pecorino Romano cheese. Start whisking that together. I'm using Pecorino Romano. It's in the name, it's Roman. But if you can't find it, you can use Parmigiano Reggiano. Just don't tell. It's going to start by creating quite a thick paste. We're going to add some of the guanciale fat to this. Just maybe 15 milliliters, a tablespoon or so. And then to make it a little bit extra creamy, we're going to add in a ladleful of pasta water. Now that's nice and creamy and ready for finishing our dish. You can also add in some cracked black pepper if you'd like. Just before it's ready, reserve some of your pasta water to add to the sauce later. I'm going to save about a cup. Once your pasta is cooked, add it to your sauce. Give it a good toss, and you can see it's looking a little bit dry, so we're going to add in some of that pasta water. I like to start with about a quarter cup at a time. I mean, it already looks amazing, and we haven't even added the egg yet. I don't typically add any salt to the sauce because the guanciale is already so salty. Once the pasta water has done its job and every piece is coated in the sauce, we're going to take it off the heat. While it's still hot, add in your egg mixture. Make sure every bit has a bit of that glossy egg on it. And that's it, you're ready to serve. This decadent pasta is best served straight from the pan. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty great from the fridge the next day. You can keep this in the refrigerator for up to 3 days and just add a little bit of water when you reheat it to make it nice and creamy again. Top it off with a bit more Pecorino Romano. Have you ever tried this pasta before? Have you ever heard of this pasta before? How easy is it for you to find guanciale? What's your favorite type of pasta? Let me know in the comments below. If you're looking for another slightly less common Roman pasta recipe, you have to try my pasta alla gricia. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button to let YouTube know, and I'll see you next time.